the power, here we have the transmission voltages of 765 kilovolt, which is 400 kV and 220 kV. And as just now Mr. Soda was mentioning, we are also 1200 kV is transmission over in China. India has 5 electrical grids, and now except south, all the grids are now synchronized. The southern grid is also getting synchronized in about in a 2 months' time. So the whole country would be operating in one frequency and one grid. That would be a very, very major achievement, and that calls for a tremendous commitment from our engineers and the people who are working in the dispatch sector. And we have a very large presence of IT and technology in the transmission sector, as Mr. Soda was mentioning. The National Dispatch Center and the Regional Load Dispatch Center and the State Load Dispatch Centers are in place in the states. And we plan to have all the villages, census village, electrified by 2012. Maybe this may sound very strange for you, because even after 6 years of independence, we have, our villages are very, very far flung, and sometimes deep into the forest areas, where probably we have to draw more than 30 to 40 kilometer line just to take power to maybe 10, 15 houses there. That's the type of spread we have, and that's a challenge, one of the major challenges. And we had launched a project called Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyut Yojana, which we plan to energize all the villages by 2012. And we have about 85 entities in operation. As you see, the 7 in the central and joint sector, 78 in state sector, discounts, the breakup is there. We also, after the launching of the Electricity Act, there is power exchange there. There is a lot of trading going on in India in the power exchange now. Because a lot of private players have come into play in the generation side. That's where the power exchanges are become much more efficient and active in there. We have 2 dedicated financial institutions in the under the Ministry of Power, the REC and the PFC, which funds power exclusively for the power finance sector. And distribution, by and large, is with the state sector. This is one area probably we'd have to have a lot of cooperation from you. A major, Delhi is one example where there's a lot of privatization has taken place. Orissa is one state where they have taken up a lot of privatization. But generally there is a reluctance, there has been a reluctance in the part of the state government to take up distribution to the private sector. But that is being overcome. We have had several rounds of discussions with the state governments to make it politically correct to accept that privatization of distribution sector is to be taken up. And that is where we look forward for initiatives from your side, your people, to come forward and take up the distribution sectors if possible. Concerns, take up. If we have to keep pace with the growth rate of 9 to 10% clock in the last couple of years, and as I said, we have maintained that growth rate even during the world economic crisis recession period, and we hope to continue it for the next 10, 20 years probably. We have to catch up with China, our neighbor. Access to electricity is another major concern. Even though I said the villages will be electrified, all the villages will be electrified, census village will be electrified by 2020, there are far-flung hamlets. There's another problem. You have a village, census village, but in many of the villages we have 10 to 15 smaller hamlets, again separated very far away from each other. So that's another challenge which we wanted to, and that's where probably we would like digital solutions. And that's where we probably look at the non-grid solutions, because drawing wire into the forest for 110 kilometers, 15 kilometers, and coupled with the loss of power by the time it reaches there, probably. And now we are thinking that the best solution would be the solar or biomass, local generation, and then feeding into microgrid. This is one area which now we are now aggressively thinking that we want to take up formation of microgrids in these far-flung villages, and they can stand their own. And even now, thinking about the going back to the DC ages, that's again a new thought which has come up rather, Why should we go for AC at all? Probably we can go for DC transmission. These are all things which are now churning up in the thought process in the reforms and distribution sector. And surprising the AT&C losses. AT&C losses is aggregated technical and commercial losses. Because the technical losses we all know is maybe less than 10%. That's the maximum technical loss possible. But in India, because of the various political situations which we have here, we are one of the largest democracies in the world. And probably in democracy, populism is one of the major factors. And populism requires votes, and votes requires freebies. So that freebies, power is the best way to power to people. We literally take it. Our politicians take it very, very literally. Power to people. We give free power to people. That is one reason where a lot of distribution companies end up with losses. That's where I said it's a new phenomenon. Probably you are not aware of these AT&C losses. All of you are aware of TNT losses, transmission distribution losses. We have commercial losses riding on top of it. That's where we have the AT&C losses of 38.86% was there in 2012. That means out of 100 units generated, the utilities could recover only 60 rupees, and 40 rupees were adding on to the losses. In 2001, we had to go for a countrywide securitization where the government of India, the federal government, took over the responsibility of writing off the loans. And now the government has seriously understood that this is a serious problem, and a lot of initiatives have come in the distribution sector, and that's where the smart grid and the RAPTR, which we will talk about later, is very significant. And the government of India at the federal level is made its commitment very clear that distribution sector has to be reformed, and that is where we are going ahead. And so there's the problem of aging infrastructure. I come to the initiatives in the smart grid. This was it's not at least $12 billion program. It's not 1.2. It's a $12 billion program was launched in 2008 to ensure actual demonstrable loss reduction to 15% in the distribution sector. As I said, you noted that there was a 38% losses, which we want to bring it down by force. I mean, very aggressive inputs in the reform sector, distribution sector, to bring it down to 15% by 2011. We should be able to do maybe by another one in 2012-13. We will be able to achieve this 15% loss, sustainable AT&C losses to 15%. As I said, there are towns which have already achieved 7%, 8%. Gurgaon has achieved about 10% AT&C losses. There are towns which have achieved 7 to 8% losses, but we are talking about 1,400 towns. This project we have launched in 1,400 towns of the country, which consumes or accounts for about 45% of the energy consumption. So we hope that this investment, the federal government investment, would really make a lot of difference in the power distribution sector. Basically the objective of this program is for establishment of reliable and automated systems for sustainable collection of accurate baseline data and adoption of information technology in the areas of energy accounting. This is a key area. Now we have pushed through a lot of IT infrastructure into this program. RAPDRP, that's the project which I was mentioning, restructured accelerated power development and reforms project program. It's about a $12 billion program. It has 4 components, but 2, Part A and Part B, are the most important, I think.